Sure it isn't here because I'm pushing that button. I'm not sure that the PA system's working properly. I can project.
It's on.
Oh, now it's on? All right. Good evening. I want to welcome everybody to the meeting of the Sacramento Metropolitan Fire District, Thursday, October 25th. We welcome you all, and first item of business is the pledge to the flag. Please repeat after Mr. Barzali. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right then, the Metro Cable announcement. The open session meeting is videotaped for cablecast on Metro Cable 14, replay on Saturday, October 27th, 2012 at 1 p.m. and Monday, October 29th, 2012 at 6 p.m. on Channel 14 or webcast at www.sacmetrocable.tv. The open session meetings are also available for viewing on the district website at www.metrofire.ca.gov. And on YouTube, correct? I believe they're on YouTube.
Art, are they on YouTube? Okay. Yes.
All right. Thank you. First item of business this evening, we have life-saving accommodations, civilian life-saving accommodations. Deputy Chief Wells.
Good evening, directors. Mark Wells, Deputy Chief of Administration, in tonight for Chief Inke, who's out of town. It's our privilege tonight to honor some members from our community for truly some heroic activities and actions that made a difference in the lives of people in our community. And really, you know, the term, in my opinion, hero is overused, especially if you look it up in the dictionary, you know, but it's actually somebody that comes out of a unique situation and does an extraordinary deed. And so clearly, the folks in our communities that are acting out of the goodness of their heart and they step into harm's way sometimes to help aid in the life safety of another is truly a heroic deed, in my opinion. So tonight, I wanted to bring forth, actually the first gentleman is not here tonight. He was not able to be here, but I still want to recognize his contribution. And then we have some folks in the audience that are truly heroes that we want to also recognize. On April 28th, 2012, Engine 28 and Medic 32 were dispatched for a reported seizure at 7914 Indian Arrow Court. Engine 28 arrived to the dispatched address to find a 60-year-old male, Stanley Parrish, down on the indoor basketball court with CPR being performed by his son, Kellen. CPR was continued by his son while the equipment was prepared and the care taken by paramedic Hernandez and Engine 28's crew was initiated. The patient was in ventricular fibrillation. They were shocked, and CPR was continued for another 2 minutes until the patient regained pulse. Mr. Parrish was then loaded into the medic and transported to Kaiser Hospital. Captain Marsh of Engine 28 recommended Kellen for this nomination because he believes that Kellen's efforts are the reason his father is alive today. Unfortunately, Mr. Parrish cannot be with us this evening, but I wanted to accommodate his efforts. I would make the point to the audience and those watching the board meeting this evening on TV that studies have shown that immediate CPR followed by defibrillation within 3 to 5 minutes of cardiac arrest improves survival. Therefore, Metro Fire would suggest everyone learn CPR because it could save your life. So what a great thing this young man did for his father. So,
Well,
yes.
I'm living proof.
Oh,
So,
yes.
yeah,
Would you like to say something?
well,
And I even introduced myself to you. And,
you didn't
I'm
pick up
sorry.
on the name. That's
well,
okay.
Yeah, please.
You mentioned the two firemen. Are they here as well or not?
No, they are not.
But I was unconscious for about a week before I woke up and found out what had happened. But the reports back to me were that it had not been for Kellen and the two firemen that showed up, I would definitely not have survived. And even if I had survived, I wouldn't have my memory all intact and all that. So it's made a very big difference in my life and my wife's and everyone else's. Just appreciate what you guys do and that you were able to do it so well for me this time. Thank you.
Thank you for standing up and saying
And
something.
let me give you the commendation there so that you can give it to your son.
I'll give it to Kellen.
Okay.
Thank you. And he wanted to be here. He just couldn't make it.
Okay. The second one tonight, it's actually two individuals. On March 19th, 2012, Engine 109 was dispatched to 4333 Hackberry Lane for a vehicle fire. On arrival, Engine 109 found a red Toyota in the front turnaround area of Cameron Ranch Elementary School. The vehicle had evidence of an extinguished undercarriage fire. The vehicle owner explained to Captain Mitchell that on arrival at the school, he was told by a bystander that his vehicle was leaking fuel. At that time, he attempted to move the vehicle away from the school grounds. Unfortunately, it caught fire. The owner immediately extinguished the vehicle the owner immediately exited the vehicle to investigate and proceeded to try and extinguish the fire using a fire extinguisher from the school office. As he attempted to put the fire out, bystanders, Kenneth Hatton and Elaine Johnson, arrived at the vehicle and during the extinguishment process removed two children from the vehicle. The crew checked to see if there were any injuries. Both juveniles were assessed and no injuries from the fire were reported. It is with great honor that I present to Kenneth Hatton and Elaine Johnson a certificate for life-saving commendation. This commendation is for extraordinary efforts to protect and preserve human life on March 19th, 2012. And I understand Elaine is with us this evening. And just a phenomenal, and Elaine would like to speak to it.
I'm okay.
Okay, but, you know, those of us that have been in the industry for a while understand, you know, fire is a scary thing. And for somebody to step in off the street and to engage in a life safety of two young children in a car, very, very honorable. So truly a hero. Thank you.
I'm happy to accept
Okay, outstanding. There you go. Okay, and that concludes those for this evening.
On behalf of the Board of Directors, we appreciate, well, young Mr. Parrish and your efforts, Johnson, and your associate, Mr. Hatton, when you see him. Please pass on the thanks from the Board of Directors for stepping up and being part of your community and doing the right thing. Thanks again. Next item, we will switch things around here and proceed to our presentation item. Presentation item is Fire Prevention Week Drawing Contest winners have two ways out. Ms. Briggs, would you please?
Love to. Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
evening, directors. Brenda Briggs, Office of Fire Chief. I am so excited tonight to be here to, whoops, where are my notes? I have notes so I don't get off track here.
Chief Wells, pick them up.
Let me dance around here. Okay. Yes, I'm here tonight to recognize something really exciting that Metro Fire did this year. We held a drawing contest, and the theme was based on what Fire Prevention Week theme was, which is have two ways out. And what we did is we asked 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders to submit drawings of their home escape plans. And the incentive or the reward was to get a ride in the fire engine to school. And so we are lucky tonight. We have both winners here. Lizzie Povey from Orangevale. She goes to Green Oaks Fundamental. She's a 4th grader. And David Morris is from Rio Linda, and he goes to Orchard Elementary, and he's also a 4th grader. And we also have their plans. So if I can get those two to come up here, and we can give them a big hand. So first of all, let's see, who's this is here? You're okay, okay. He doesn't want to show you or go over the plan, but then we'll also show you Lizzie's plan here. And as everybody I'm sure knows in the room, that home escape plans are very important. That what they were supposed to do, they sat down with their families and they drew out the floor plan of each one of their houses. And on the floor plans, they also, out of each room, they have to have arrows pointing to where the exits are, their doors and their windows. And they also have the smoke alarms noted on each one of the drawings, and they have their meeting place, because we all need to have a meeting place outside where we're all going to meet. Oh yeah, we're going to turn around too, so that we can show the audience as well. I'll let you guys stand up. Can I see you? There we go. Okay, perfect. So I want to ask real quick, David and Lizzie, did you guys enjoy your ride to school?
Yeah.
Was it? Hold on, I want you to tell the board directors. What do you think?
It was really fun.
It was really fun? What did the other students say? Anything?
It's really fun too.
They thought it was really fun? Awesome. All right, good job, you guys. And then also, we were lucky enough to get some media on that day as well. Good Day Sacramento was out at Lizzie's ride to school, and so I have some pictures that I want to show you real quick of each one of their rides. Oh, this is David's. So David, and we really need to thank the crew from Engine 111, Captain Taylor and his crew. Sorry, Art. Let's try this again. There we go. So David went to Orchard School that morning, and then Lizzie not only did an interview with Good Day, and who was that? Lizzie, do you remember what our reporter that was? I don't remember either. Who was it? Cody Stark. Okay, yeah, Cody Stark, and look at Cody sported a plastic helmet. He's talking to Captain Angelo, and we need to thank Captain Angelo and the guys at Station 22. There's Lizzie getting ready to go to school. And there she is arriving with all the 4th grade class. So, big hand for these guys for winning. I'll turn those around. All right. Do we want to get the rest of the families up here to take a picture? Please? Awesome.
Come on. Brenda, did they sign their drawings?
They did not.
We need their autograph.
Let's put David, is this yours? Perfect. We can do what? Do you want to come up and so we can get your picture too? I'm just the driver. Oh, you are? Yeah. Perfect. All right. Yes. I think they are. Weren't they awesome? Their escape plans? They were awesome.
They could
Good
go into
job,
business
you
for
guys.
themselves.
Thank you guys so much. And I'm sorry. Yes, you wanted to say something.
Actually, I would like to thank you guys for having this contest, because actually I learned something also while David was doing this drawing. I wasn't looking out for my pets. I'm thinking, well, if there's a fire, I need to put some extra leashes, in front of my property. So now I have them up in front of my property, to help protect my animals as well. So I actually learned something during this process also. And I want to thank you for allowing David. He had an awesome time riding, and the guys at Station 111 were absolutely fabulous with them. Also, I would like to thank Director Monk for coming out to Rio Linda and participating in the Rio Linda Centennial Parade. Actually, Director Monk and Old Betsy, they came in second place. And I have a little, I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but we have a little ribbon for you. If you can give it to him.
No, you can give it to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can take the mic.
Okay, you don't want to talk in that anymore? I don't like talking in it either. All right, and we have one more thing for Lizzie and David. I forgot. We have certificates for you guys. So if I can have Chief Wells come up and present the certificates to each one of the kids. That one's for David. If we can get a picture too.
This is for, okay, yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
To David Morris for drawing an outstanding home escape plan with 2 ways out for Fire Prevention Week 2012. Fire Engine 111, Ride to School, October 12th, 2012.
Excellent.
And this one says, very similar, drawing an outstanding home escape plan with 2 ways out for Fire Prevention Week 2012. Fire Engine 22, Ride to School on October 12th, 2012, for DeLenzie Povey. Congratulations. Okay, well, I guess I'll wrap it up. Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, these programs are very, very important to the fire district, and it was great to hear of the parents learning a lot from this program as well. Obviously, it gets pushed out from the kids at school, but hopefully the families learn. And I think in this particular case, it was also a good opportunity for Good Morning Sacramento, was it, on Channel 31? Yeah, they actually, broadcast it out as well and really got a bigger bounce outside of just the event itself to the community at home. So phenomenal job, Community Resources, as well. Thank you.
Good job, Brenda.
Yes, I wanted to thank Ms. Briggs for the wonderful job she did on that. And certainly the students that participated in the program learned 2 ways out, and that'll be a lesson that you should keep with you for the rest of your lives and practice it wherever you go. If you're at a friend's house, understand how to get out in 2 different ways, or where you go to school or any place else you spend a lot of time. Thank you again. Moving on to our consent agenda.
Second.
Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Director Monk.
Aye.
Kelly.
Aye.
Orzali.
Aye.
Newcomer.
Aye.
Scheidegger.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Directors Gould, Pearson, and Jones absent. Motion passes.
All right, thank you. Action items. Item number 1, we have a bid award for a monitor, defibrillator, emergency medical services. Deputy Chief Holbrook, you're going to defer. You're deferring to Mr. Jones, okay? Okay, excuse me.
Good evening, directors. My name is Rick Maloney. I'm a registered nurse, and I work in the EMS division here at Metro Fire. We come before you tonight and request that you award a bid for monitor defibrillators to a vendor in order to replace our current monitor and defibrillators, many of which are 12 years old. Metro Fire partnered with our 3 other fire agencies here in Sacramento County, and we jointly developed this RFP process. We did that with the intent that we would all be able to purchase off it, and hopefully we would all purchase the same monitor. Make sure that you know that this process is solely under the supervision of Metro Fire, and only Metro Fire is mandated to purchase under that process. Now, as for the process went, we had 3 vendors that submitted bids: Philips, Zoll, and Physio. When we opened the bids, we looked at and determined that Philips did not meet all the mandatory requirements, and at that point, we eliminated them from the process. The next step out of the process was to take monitors from both Zoll and Physio. We placed them into ambulances in all 4 of the fire agencies for at least 1 month. Paramedics in those ambulances then evaluated those monitors, and those scores were then tabulated by each of the fire agencies, which we collected and then gave a total field evaluation score. That accounted for 40% of this monitor's bid. At that point, the second step was that the administrative staff here at Metro Fire evaluated the cost associated with each of the 4 agencies if they purchased the amount of monitors we specified in the bid. All those costs were combined for a total financial cost. The third part of that process was the administrative evaluation. Each of the 4 agencies looked at the monitors and gave a score dependent upon how they felt those advantages were to the best advantage of each of those agencies. Physio Control scored highest on both the field evaluation score, the administrative score, and the total financial costs. Metro Fire recommends the board award the bid to Physio Control since they did score the highest in the total overall score. Staff recommends that the board authorize administrative staff to sign a purchase agreement with Physio Control for no more than 90 monitor defibrillators with a total cost not exceeding $2,686,152.41. I want to thank you for your time, and at this point, if you have any questions about the information we gave you, I'm ready to answer them.
Any questions from directors?
Not so much a question as a comment. I was very impressed by the process that you went through and the detail and the nature of comparison. I congratulate you on the work because I know it's laborious to do. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
ALS units, are we purchasing enough for everything to be replaced?
Yes, we are. In fact, we purchased enough to go also on the ambulances for the single role paramedic program.
So move.
Second.
Motion and a second. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Directors Monk,
Aye.
Kelly,
Aye.
Rosali,
Aye.
Newcomer,
Aye.
Scheidegger,
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Absent, Director Gould, Pearson and Jones, motion carries.
All right then. Thank you, Mr. Maloney. Next item is the sole source vendor of the specialized legal services, and it looks to fall on Mr. O'Day or Mr.
I'll be presenting that.
Thank you.
So this item is a staff recommendation. The staff report is contained at page 17 of your materials. It's a staff recommendation to award a sole source contract for legal services not to exceed $20,000. The background on this is that the district has faced, as you know, significant revenue reductions. Either revenue has to be replaced or increased in some fashion, or services may be impacted. The district is exploring and has been exploring and studying options to create revenue enhancement. If there is to be a revenue enhancement through any type of proposed assessment, it must be established that any proposed improvements will confer a special benefit on any affected properties. This process is a complicated and specialized area of law that requires review by counsel with that level of specialized expertise. The district has an engineering consultant that has already been involved in exploring options with the district. They have worked closely in the past with this law firm of Mandel Municipal Consulting. This firm does have the expertise necessary to review and advise the district on the revenue enhancement options and to ensure proper legal compliance. We have reviewed the proposal as general counsel, and we concur that this is a specialized area of law that warrants retention of a law firm that is specialized in this area. In our view, it would be appropriate to award a sole source contract for this purpose to Mandel Municipal Consultants, not to exceed $20,000.
Gentlemen, is there any questions from directors?
I've got one question. If you would, Mr. President, page 17 says a Citizens Advisory Committee has been established for the purpose of analyzing review enhancement issues.
That is correct. There are a number of senior staff members that have been out in the community discussing revenue enhancement opportunities with large property holders, et cetera. Key players in the community.
So nobody from outside the district, just senior staff? So nobody from outside the district, just senior staff?
No, I don't believe that's true. I believe that we do have individuals, again, members of the community, business folks that have participated in this.
That's correct. It was brought before the board approximately 3 meetings ago. We have currently 11 people, members of the public, that sit on a Citizens Advisory Committee. Through legal, we got an opinion that those individuals needed to provide input to senior staff or to the board, but do not make policy, recommend policy in any way, shape, or form. So those individuals meet with us almost on a monthly basis at this time.
Any other questions? Motion for to approve staff's recommendation is in order. We've got a motion and a second on staff's recommendation. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Directors Monk,
I'm going to abstain at this point.
Kelly,
Aye.
Orzali,
Aye.
Newcomer,
Aye.
Scheidegger,
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
Directors absent, Gould, Pearson, and Jones. Motion passes.
All right, then. That would bring us to the President's report. And in her absence, it will be extremely brief, and we will move on to the Fire Chief's report.
Okay. Let's see. Metro Fire's helicopter, actually, Mark Wells sitting in for the fire chief, who's been out of town. He should be back next board meeting and resuming to his post on Monday. Metro Fire's helicopters and dozer have been closed for winter due to the recent rains. They'll both be available on a delayed response basis, subject to availability of the operators. Meetings and events attended on the 13th of this month. The Pioneer Mutual Fallen Firefighter Memorial was attended by Chief White on behalf of the district down at the old cemetery downtown off of Broadway. Also on the 13th, the Employee of the Year, firefighter Tim Beard, was honored at the Sons of the American Revolution banquet and received the Fire Safety Commendation. Chief Bridge attended on behalf of the district, and that's a great award for firefighter Beard, who's a great individual. On the 15th of October, the first day of 12-2 Fire Academy started with 28 recruits. On the 19th of this month, directors and staff attended the Metro Chambers State of the County Forum downtown. On the 20th, I attended the CPF Firefighter Memorial, California Professional Firefighters Memorial. It was the 10-year anniversary downtown. Also in attendance to that were Captain Bailey and Engineer Ingram from 522. We were well represented by 2 truck companies that assisted with these massive flags over the event in combination with the City of Sacramento. And several other Metro firefighters were in attendance of the ceremony as well. It was a well-attended event. Upcoming meetings. Actually, I want to also report that on the 23rd, this last Tuesday, myself and Rusty Dupre attended the Board of Supervisors meeting, and they were discussing how they are going to assist in appointing our District 4 district opening. And it was decided at that meeting, at this point, they're interested in knowing what our process is, and as we've used for the vacancies in the past. With Board Clerk Tilson's assistance, she's already sent them our process to the Board Clerk at the county. And on the 6th of November, they're going to consider that an open session as to what the process will be, whether it would be a paper screening. And it's really going to depend upon how many applicants they get and what they want to do. And they want to use our process in place that we've done successfully a number of times. But they want to consider that an open session, and that'll happen on the 6th of November. So if you have any further questions on that, I'd be glad to answer those. Also, on the 31st of this month coming up, it will be the Sacramento County Fire Chiefs meeting. And then we will be initiating the WebEx meetings that'll be taking place in the month of November. On the 9th of November, staff will attend the annual State of the City address for Rancho Cordova with a guest speaker, Mayor Sander. And let's see, that'll be at 7 p.m. here at Rancho Cordova City Hall, and the admission to that event is free. Save the date, Saturday, November 10th, will be Station 32's open house from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. It'll be the first of a series of open houses that will be held on a rotational basis at each fire station, networking within our own communities. There'll be activities for kids. There'll be safety tips relevant to each station's individual community and their specific types of hazards, such as water rescue, and there would be firefighter demonstrations. Saturday, November 17th, is the annual Dean Baker Memorial Crab Feed, and that'll be at St. John Vianney Parish at 6 p.m. And if anyone would like information on tickets for that, you contact Engineer Ryan Manfredi or Firefighter Brian Curry for those. New hires, effective on the 9th of October, we had Sarah Ortiz, who was hired as a payroll specialist. And on the 16th of October, Cora Hall, who was hired as an HR specialist. And recruitments, the only thing to report at this point is the single role paramedic program. All of our candidates are currently in backgrounds, and that process is on track for the scheduled start date of the academy would be January 2nd, and the process or the first date of the program would be the 1st of March. There's a career development opportunity out there for the public information officer. The final filing date for that is October 29th, and we're accepting letters of interest from the safety ranks of firefighter, engineer, and captain for that position. So if there are any further questions, that concludes my report.
Operations report, please.
Thank you. Christopher Holbrook, Deputy Chief of Operations. A couple of items tonight that I want to start with, and that is the recognition that was given to EMS staff relative to the project on the monitor bid. Tremendously important, and I truly appreciate you acknowledging the work that they went through. Quite often we come up with staff reports, and it seems like a real quick and easy 2-page report kind of a thing. Doesn't reflect the hundreds of hours that went into their process. And it's important, and I truly appreciate you acknowledging that. One little item relative to that award, you signed a tax sharing agreement with the City of Rancho Cordova. That Physio Control is an out-of-state company. As such, it will generate about $33,000 to the City of Rancho Cordova in use tax. That's a phenomenal thing for Metro Fire, given the fact that your agreement with them means that you get half of that back. So wasn't mentioned in the staff report, but the district stands to realize about $16,000 back due to that tax sharing agreement. Since we last met about 14 days ago, Metro Fire has accomplished 1,724 dispatches and transported at a rate of 71%. AMR, our partner, has transported at a rate about 69%. Each time that I come before you, I give you the stats relative to what I believe to be the health of the mission of the organization, what it is that we do, so that you have overall context. 77% of the dispatches are EMS related. Only 70% are actually EMS calls. So when you hear of a transport rate of 71% or 69%, we are well within the normal limits of where it should be. So, relative to structure fires, there have been 8 fires since the last board meeting in those 14 days. It is important to note that 8 is significantly less than the norm. However, unfortunately, 2012 alone, in 9 months, we are up 14% in structure fires, active working fires, than we are the year previous. That is an increase that I have never seen that high of an increase in my entire 28 years in the service. It is a trend that we're paying attention to. We are trying to figure out every aspect. As I've stated, when we have a fire, we get on it with the public relative to trying to mitigate it. That is something that we cannot ignore. 14% increase is significant. With that, I do want to relay to you one of the ways that we are trying to outreach to find cause. If you would, Brenda. The new PIO, Michelle Item, unfortunately could not be here tonight. She has taken it upon herself to initiate a project for the district. This outreach goes directly to the public in what we are considering a community-oriented firefighting education event. The whole concept is, given the geographic difference within our district, we are making every open house at every fire station risk relevant to that area. So the first open house that this district has ever done will occur November the 10th at Station 32. If knowing Station 32's area, we will discuss, there will be stations within the firehouse set up to discuss risk relevant issues like the river and urban interface issues that 32 faces on a daily basis. So that high risk profile for that particular area will be addressed with the citizens in a direct effort to minimize loss or mitigate risk in those communities. This will occur throughout the district. This is just the first, and I am tremendously proud of the staff who have taken the time to put this concept together, but also the crews in the firehouses who were overwhelmingly supportive of the idea, actually wanted to do barbecues and all of these things that we actually had to rein in the enthusiasm a little bit so that we can make it relevant, timely, and turn the product. So November the 10th, we would love to see you there. If you can certainly make it out, that would be great. With that, I will conclude my remarks, but I'm available for questions.
Thank you. Any questions of Deputy Chief Well or Holbrook? No? Thank you for your report.
Thank you.
Moving on to General Counsel. Anything from you?
No report tonight.
All right. And is there a representative from Local 522 that wishes to report? All right. Moving on. Committee and delegate reports. The Executive Committee has no meetings scheduled. Next item would be the Communications Center JPA. I don't see Mr. Cockrum in the room. Good for him. Anybody else to report on it? All right. It looks like the next meeting is October 30th, 2012 at 9 a.m. in the Cosumnes Community Services District Board Chambers at 8820 Elk Grove Boulevard in Elk Grove, California. Next item is the California Fire Rescue Training JPA. Next meeting for the JPA will be on November 7th, be at 10 a.m. at the California Emergency Management Agency's Media Room at 3650 Shriver Avenue in Mather, California. Finance Committee, Director Monk.
Finance Committee hasn't met since our last meeting, and our next meeting is going to be November 8th, 2012 at 5 p.m. in this building.
All right. Policy Committee, Director Orzali.
The Policy Committee is presently waiting until such time as staff feels there's policy to be reviewed. Thank you.
All right, moving on to board member questions and comments. From you, Mr. Monk.
The only question I've got directed to the chief on the issue of the advisory committee. I know we talked about it. I don't have any information as to the people on the committee or whoever. If I could get a list of the members on the committee. And Chief, I think you said there were 11 on the committee. Yeah, 'cause I remember we talked about the committee, but I did not get any information that it was a done deal and they were out. So.
Okay, we'll have the fire chief facilitate that through the board clerk.
Thank you.
I work in his building and I'm Director Clark, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I want to thank and congratulate Kellen Parrish on saving his father. My father died in that sort of manner from a heart attack, and I wish I was were there to administer CPR and saved his life. That's just a wonderful thing for a young man to save his father's life. Also, I want to congratulate the Kenneth Hatton and Elaine Johnson also on their saving a life and their bravery. Brenda Briggs, thank you so much for the work you do. You do a tremendous job for the community and getting all this thing together for the presentation. That was a wonderful presentation. I'd like to thank, I also had a concern about that advisory committee. I guess maybe I missed that meeting when we announced these people. I'd also like to know who is on that committee. And finally, well, not finally, I want to thank the staff and crews in our firehouses for the tremendous job they do day in and day out. We really appreciate it. We don't say it enough sometimes, but we appreciate the work you do day in and day out. Thank you very much. And also, finally, I'd like to remind everybody that on November 6th is the day to get out there and do our civic duty, and please get out and vote. Whomever you vote for, whatever you vote for, just get out and vote because that's a precious right, and there are people out there in this country that are trying to take it away from people, the right to vote. So please get out there and exercise that right. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Scheidegger. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Couple areas. One, I was deeply moved by the Citizens Awards for civilian life saving. All too often, people walk away from instances like that, and our people, as one of the savees, I guess I should say, mentioned, are terrific, and we know our people are terrific, but they couldn't do their job oftentimes without the quick response of citizens on the scene, and it's wonderful to see that, and I'm glad we recognize it. Secondly, on the defibrillator program, I too, as one of the board members mentioned, was very impressed by the internal process and the review and what we did. I think we did our usual fine job of arriving at the right conclusion. And once again, I also want to acknowledge Mr. Davis and his staff's effort for the fine work in the grant. These defibrillators are essential to our department and our ability to provide the services that we do, but you know, it's nice to have these alternate revenue sources to help us get there. So great work on the part of Rick and his staff in terms of the process of evaluating, and good job on securing the funds. Thank you. That's it. Director Newcomer?
Chief, did we just have a group of probationary firefighters successfully complete their probation?
That is correct. And thank you for, can I beat you to that one real quick? You know, that wasn't on my sheet here, and I read what I'm written. Yes, we had a group, it was 11-1, and they just recently completed probation, and they are full-fledged members in the community out here serving as non-probationary firefighters. And we wish them well and congratulate them deeply on their success.
I didn't want to jump the gun, but I too would like to congratulate all those probationary firefighters who now are no longer and are firefighters within the agency. I'd also like to congratulate our two new hires in the administrative side of the department, and also would like to thank the members in the firehouses for the work they do, as well as all of our staff members and what they do every day. That's it.
Director Arzali?
I'd like to follow on with what I was saying about earlier about complimenting staff on the quality of work that they do in putting that together, not only the board packet, but the background work. I know it's arduous. I've spent lots and lots of hours doing it. I just want you to know how much I appreciate the quality of the work that comes to us. Thank you.
All right, then. Everybody have a nice evening. This adjourns the Sacramento Metropolitan Fire District's Board of Directors meeting for this evening.
Go Giants.